because the whole plate was covered in bone. Go figure. So
Even above?
Even above. So in other words, when you had the surgery 20 years ago, nearly, you had a metal plate put on. And above that metal plate this way, there's nothing there. But over the years, there's just been bone has just kind of started to spread around. And so now, if you look in there, you can't even see the metal plate because bone has just grown right over it. Wow. I just left it there because you'd have to chisel it away with a hammer and a chisel to see the plate. I didn't need to see the plate. We were not removing the plate or doing anything with it. But that normally is a way for us to say, okay, what level are we? Are we at C4, C5, C6? Well, let's just find the plate. We know what the plate is, and then we can count from there. We're doing this. Where's the plate? And we look, just bone. You know, so we have to do with X-rays.
That's why it doesn't look clearly over here.
It's all, the whole thing is covered in bone. But anyway, so if we go into the space, we found the disc, no problems there, and I'll show you how we did it. We basically, your discs had completely collapsed on one another, and we want to go in between them. So we put these little pins, you screw them into the bones, then you kind of jack it up like a car jack, you know, and it just opens it up, you get a very nice view. Now we can look in there, we can see your nerves, we can see the spinal cord, we can see all of that. We start on the left side because that's the easier side. We're able to get that completely clean, wide open. Then on the right side, we see the bone spur, we start getting the bone spur off, no problem. But then at one point in the corner, the bone spur is like this and the nerve is like this, and they are stuck together. And the same type of bone overgrowth or the calcification had caused them, the word in medical terms is ossification, which is they just have almost, they've stuck together in a way that you cannot unstuck. So, you know, I was expecting the surgery to take about an hour, you know, hour and 50 minutes or so, but we were there for about 2.5 hours.
Yeah, that's why I'm worried about it.
And the incision was easy, the approach was easy, going in the disc, all that stuff was easy. All the time was spent trying to see if we can tease these two apart. The nerve you should think of like a well-cooked piece of spaghetti. If you tug on it too much, you know, you'll injure it. So we can't just grab this piece of bone, from just pull it, you know, because you'll pull the nerve along with it and the nerve will become injured. So we were able to get most of it off, but there is one piece where they're just on top of each other. Now I was able to clean up very well all around that area. So hopefully that's going to be enough. Hopefully that's going to be enough. And I'll show you the way that we test it. The other thing I'd like for you to think about in terms of the spine is how we have what I'll call the highway, which is the part that goes all the way down, then exits out the highway that goes into our arms and our legs. Okay? And you've read and seen a lot of this on the internet. So the highway we call the spinal canal. And it is like a tunnel. It's like a long tunnel. And then the exits we call the foramen. And they're like this door out of this room. So we would be in the canal and there's a door out of this room. One of the ways that we want to try to verify whether there's room for that nerve or not is to, even if we can't see it, there's a small instrument that looks like a dental hook, you know, it looks like a little L, and we can feel out. And the example I gave to your parents yesterday is, let's say that I want to make sure that there's nothing underneath this table,